Hey guys, I decided to do first commentary. Got World War II 15 millimeter Italy Sicily train here. I have my board set up from a couple of weeks ago that I took photos of. The mountains, one of them, the larger one, is made of foam, like insulation foam, and then the base of it is MDF board that I cut to shape. And then, of course, I carved the foam into the shape of the mountain, put texture on it, and then there you go. The other mountain, the small mountain, is actually from a Christmas tree that my mother-in-law had given to me that I converted by painting it to match the other mountain and putting a texture on it. The other hills on here are my generic hills that I use for almost everything. I'm sure you've seen it in my other videos. They are made literally of scrap lumber. I actually go to Home Depot or the lumber yard and go to their scrap young lumber section, grab different pieces of particle board and different other types of wood, and then I carve that wood into the hills. Then I put texture on it, and those hills will last me probably for the rest of my life. Now, the base of the train is the cloth train. Basically, what I did was I got cloth from a fabric store. Then I got spray paint out and spray painted little blotches here and there of browns and greens. Then after that, I went ahead and got some spray adhesive and sprayed blotches there and poured flocking over those blotches. Now I'm looking at this board, I'm thinking that I should actually get more green spray paint and do more green splotches off of that khaki color to match the green hills that I have. That way it'll be a little more, it won't be as jarring in the future. The Speaking of cloth, the woods are actually, the bases of them are actually cloth that I put texture on. You know, the flocking as well as some clump foliage I glued around the edges. The orchards and vineyards that I've made on this train is actually the bases are cloth that I put brown flocking on. The wheat field is teddy bear fur. I just simply cut the shape. Now, speaking of the woods and the orchard, those are all trees that I made from the Woodland Scenics spruce, and then I just simply put clump foliage on them after painting them. And I based them, actually the wooded trees I based on washers. The trees in the orchard I actually based on popsicle sticks, so they'd be in neat rows. And of course that would be a little more organic for the woods for the other trees. And speaking of more trees, I made cypress trees out of nails that I filed the pointed end off, and then glued clump foliage right directly to that after I painted them. And I also glued them on popsicle sticks so they'd be in nice, neat rows. I think that the cypress trees really make the train look like Italy or Sicily, because it's a unique feature of that area. The buildings in the village there's about 4 or 5 RJ miniatures. I'm not sure if that company's still around, but they made a 50mm Italian train, or actually just buildings, and then I painted those up and put them in there. But I also got some wood, some more scrap lumber, and cut them into blocks with a slanted top, and then glued texture. They make these plastic texture sheets at the hobby store. Not the standard miniature hobby store, but the model railroad store that I actually got and simply glued to the wooden blocks and then painted them. So that's why there's about 15 or 16 buildings out there. Now, the Colosseum I got at a pet shop. It's actually from an aquarium that I went ahead and painted and put texture on. The ponds and lakes are literally cardboard form cereal box. I simply painted and textured the sides of them, and I got flocking on the sides of them, and then it's super simple, super cheap, but it's effective. And I think I might actually do the same. I'll make probably make a river network out of the same material in the future. I'm debating on whether I want to do that or actually make it out of MDF. But when I first made them, I actually sprayed a gloss clear coat over the water just to make it shiny. I'm not keen on using the water effects myself because one, I'm kind of cheap, but two, I just see it as a potential mess that could get all over my workshop, and I already have sawdust all over my workshop. And I don't want to add to that. And the nice thing about sawdust in my workshop is I can actually pick that up with a shop vac. But if I get the chemical texture of water effects, I'm not sure if I can actually get that up. So I've kind of left that alone and not even gone in that direction. And so there you have it. That's my terrain. Oh, the vineyards. They're literally scrubby pad that I painted and textured and put on popsicle sticks. That way they're just right there. I figure at the 15 millimeter scale terrain, it's enough to make it look convincing as a vineyard. I don't think I would do the same thing if it was on a higher, you know, I might. I don't know if it was done at a 28 millimeter scale or more, but maybe I'll have to get some other type of scrubby pad for that. Maybe some industrial type stuff. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe in the future I might actually make some. Well, I know in the future I'm going to be making some 28 millimeter Italian terrain because I have a bunch of Italian Renaissance miniatures, Landsconnects, Swiss Guard, Condieris, all sorts of stuff. So I want to do that in the future, but I have to rebase all those miniatures and probably do some touch-up painting. And want to also build up the Italian terrain for that too.